Hello there, and welcome to my channel, Novice Modelling in a Midlife Crisis. My name is Andy, and I'm the Novice Modeller. And look what I have created. Cue music.
Captain Scarlet, he's the one who knows the mystery on game and things they plan.
Yeah, so enough of that. So we built the Angel Interceptor 1/72 scale kit number A02026 Airfix, branded Captain Scarlet, on Sunday as part of our first Sunday equals fun day build, because basically we pretty much built this in a day. It was a little bit delayed because I was late getting up, as per usual, and we also had a bit of an issue with our varnish taking a little bit longer than anticipated to set. So I didn't actually get to put the cockpit canopy on until about an hour ago, but technically we finished it. We put all the decals on and all that sort of stuff, and we finished around about sort of 10 o'clock last night, as you may know from the previous video of the second section of building it. So what did we create? It's not perfect, but we don't do perfect models on this channel at the end of the day. We just build them with love, and we're aided by Brewdog Wingman because we need hydrating. So we built it, and we made a few errors along the way, as per usual, and a few misjudgments, but I think it's come out pretty good. I'm really happy with it. I think it's looks pretty damn awesome, to be honest with you, and it's going to look really cool right at the front of the display cabinet. So we're going to run through a few things that we learned about this kit while we were building it and what we used, etc, etc. But it's originally a tooling from 1968, so it's kind of old. This iteration was from 2011, and I'm kind of thinking it's the tooling of this has kind of died because there were a lot of imperfections on the kit that needed rectifying, and if you were to release this as is now, there would be a lot of complaints to Airfix, I think. It does actually turn out that there was, by information provided by viewers, that there was a re-jigging of this tool in around about 1980 to make it into a click kit, a snap kit even, where extra large mounting points were added to give it a easy build theme, which kind of works and doesn't work, I think. Also, apparently the nose here was altered from a pointy dart version, which could be easily used as a stabbing implement for your unruly sister, so that they dulled it out and made it a little bit more rounded. Apparently as well, these things here, these little protruding parts here, are not part of the correct specifications, as you can see on the box art. Let's just bring that in a little bit. So I don't know whether they were added at the same time as this sort of other nose. So I'm kind of thinking that maybe if you were to want to buy one of these, you can pick them up for sort of £20 to £30 on eBay at the moment. I paid 30. If you get one of the older kits, pre-1980, with different boxes, obviously, you may indeed get the proper pointy nose on it. You might not get the really kind of clunky snap kit that I've got. Maybe you don't get these things here. Obviously, if you get this kit, you could cut those off and sharpen the nose, and you've got a kind of authentic Captain Scarlet Angel Interceptor. Now, a few of the issues that I had, there were really big injector mounting points on here. You can kind of see the remains of one of them there, which I had to file out, and there, I think. What other issues? There were some quite big gaps where these engine intakes met the fuselage, which were filled in with copious amounts of Vallejo plastic putty. But otherwise, it went together quite nicely. I mean, obviously it's a 1960s, 70s kit, so it's not full of detail or anything like that. And it's kind of why I kind of picked it out as something that thought I could quite easily build over the course of a day and not really cause me two problems. Obviously the all over white paint as well, with no undersurface to do and no camouflage, made it even simpler. I think as far as this Sunday equals fun day build, we are going to have a few more of these sporadically, maybe once or twice a month, I think, because it was kind of enjoyable for me to just do something over the space of a day. It might not be logical for most people to try and rush something like this, and I do get that, but for me sometimes it's just about building a kit and getting it done with, as opposed to looking over to the left over here, looking at a load of part built kits that I've just not lost interest in, but I'm just not motivated to finish. It was good for motivational purposes. As a builder on YouTube, it's kind of different when you build these things on YouTube. You kind of have to, you know, video and just keep going. So what did we do wrong? Well, first off, for some stupid reason, we decided to do our primer in matte black. A few viewers did quite rightly comment on, why the hell have you done it in matte black? Quite simply because I've got used to using matte black to try and do pre-shading. A more logical idea would have been to use white, but then can you tell where you've painted white and not? So I think a proper selection would have been the matte grey. Colours, we went with the full ICM colour selection on this for no particular reason, just that I've been using them recently. I quite like them, and all the colours are available. We used the orange on some parts of our Angel. I'm not quite sure which one it is in there. We used the 1044 basic skin tone for the skin. We used the standard 1002 black. I kind of like this 1026 steel, which is kind of like a darker aluminium, which we used on any sort of steely sort of parts. The red we used on a bit of the red points, and the 100 white obviously was all white. I kind of come to the conclusion that the Angel figure in here is actually just a shoe-in from a fighter aircraft, because the garb that they're wearing is nowhere near what I've seen on Captain Scarlet, and it really doesn't look like a female at all. It looks like a bloke. We did have a few issues painting this black flash on the front. There's no decal provided for that. It's quite a difficult sort of thing to use the masking tape on because of the droop, and there's a gun here as well. We did make a bit of a boo-boo, but we did kind of almost rectify it to an almost... It looks all right. I'm quite happy with it. This red stripe here was a bit of a bummer to put on. Maybe if I was to do this again, I'd probably paint it on, to be quite honest with you. Some of our Spectrum decals are not quite in the right position. It should be in a slightly more that way. Yeah, I didn't realise that. The A here, which I believe the A decal does not come with some of the earlier versions of this kit, so it's a case of masking this on. I had a few problems with this. I actually mounted it originally a little bit too far over to this side, so I kind of had to try and peel it off. And only for the second time I've been using the micro set and micro sol. So normally I just use water, so it's just easy. You just throw more water on it and you move it around, but it seemed to set quite rapidly with that. And we got some kind of unpleasant ripples on it, but that's more me than anything that I've used, I think. It was worse. It looked worse than this until we put the sol on, and then we added the varnish, which really did quite flatten it out quite a bit. If anyone is building this, there is quite a lot of filing and rubbing that you need to do on certain edges. I kind of missed a bit up here. These vents here are a little bit sort of vague and clogged on my kit, and I didn't do a very good job of picking them out. Whatever, I'm quite happy. The visor, the cockpit canopy, we used our new gallery metallic markers, the aluminium one for this, and I'm liking these more and more every time I use them. I mean, this is quite a simple canopy to do. It's just a round and a bit of over the top, But normally it takes me hours to do a canopy, and this literally took me about 3 minutes. It's not perfect. Could have done with a little bit of remedial work there, but that was just a quick once around, and that was it. No masking tape, no mascol, no nothing. These are good. We'll be doing a video on these, a sort of standalone video on these, demonstrating how I'm using them as a novice on a few things, maybe next week. So have a look at that. I mean, that might be kind of interesting. There's quite a lot of Vallejo plastic putty went into this. There's quite a few gaps. Like I said, we used quite a lot of the Brewdog Wingman. I think it was about 5 cans. And we used some Humboldt Clearfix on the canopy. And we used the standard and the extra thin cement. I'd like to say a special thank you to Roger and Jim, who both chipped into £15 to my Buy Me a Coffee account, which was used to fund this build. I would also like to say thank you to Stu, Paul and Paul, who have also chipped in £25 into the Buy Me a Coffee account since this one was bought. And yesterday we spent £25.48 on another awesome, I think, kit that is non-military, because we normally do military stuff on this, but it's kind of something that I probably wouldn't normally buy, but it's always something. It's been something that's been in the back of my mind for ages, thinking that would be kind of awesome to build on a channel. So that is on the way to me now. We'll be building that on a Sunday, as this Sunday equals Fun Day build at some point in November. If you want to chip into the Buy Me a Coffee account, you can buy me a coffee at the Novice Modeler. I will not be mentioning this any time again until the next Buy Me a Coffee count, Buy Me a Coffee build comes up in November, because I'm sick of putting my begging tin out. But hey, you know, other people do it, so why the hell shouldn't I? So what's coming up on the channel? There was a what's coming up on the channel video out a couple of days ago, so you can go and have a look at that if you like. But next week we will be doing another Sunday equals Fun Day build, which will be featuring the Douglas A4B Skyhawk, which we'll be building over the course of a day with a couple of videos going almost live, I suppose. And we're building that one. That was a charity shop buy for £4.99. On Thursday, I think we'll be doing a kit review. Or we'll be kit reviewing that on Friday for Fighters on Friday. On Thursday, we'll be looking at this other Skyhawk, the Douglas A4F Skyhawk by Starfix, and I'm anticipating this to be quite hideous, to be honest with you, because I've built one of these before and it was atrocious. We'll be titling this is this the worst model kit ever, and we'll be building this on either Friday evening or Saturday to coincide with Skyhawk weekend, because I kind of want to build one of these again because they're kind of funny, and this just makes a perfect sort of side accompaniment, or whatever the foodology term is. So thanks very much to Roger and Jim, who paid for this. I really enjoyed building it. I had an absolute blast, although it was a little bit stressful at times with trying to upload a couple of videos while building it and answer comments, but I really enjoyed doing it. So we'll be doing it again this week, and we'll be doing it again once or twice maybe in November. I'd also again like to thank Stu, Paul and Paul for chipping in for the next Buy Me a Coffee build, which we'll be doing on sometime in November. So thanks very much for watching. Please do remember to like and to subscribe and give me one of these thumbs up, because it tells YouTube that I'm doing an okay job. And we'll be seeing you again tomorrow with a Tanks on Tuesday. Don't know what tank it is yet though, I haven't decided. Be seeing you.